So here we are, the eve of the election. And
What do you leave out on Christmas Eve but cookies? So what do you leave out on election eve?
what do you leave out on election eve? You know the answer.
Subpoenas.
Subpoenas to dirty politicians. They get up in the morning, there's a subpoena laying on their coffee table with the coffee cup. You know how the coffee cup spills and you pick it up and it's got that little ring on the piece of paper? That's what needs to be left on all dirty politicians, every one of them.
Happy voting day.
Happy voting day, because let's be honest. 70% of all politicians, Republican and Democrat, dirty as hell.
Well, I hope not.
Dirty as hell.
I hope not.
And I said in the last video, before I get onto the topic here, I said in the last video that, Republicans and politicians, they're like wrestlers. In the ring, they hate each other. But behind closed doors, they're all patting each other on the back, smoking cigars, drinking toddies. They're all buddies.
Toddies.
Drinking toddies. Hot toddies.
Oh,
Hot toddies at that.
yikes.
So they're like wrestlers. But here it is, the eve of the election. And I've got to say this before everything gets going on here because, see, personally, I don't think anybody should vote for Kamala Harris. And the reason I don't think anybody should vote for Kamala Harris is because nobody knows where she stands.
No.
On anything. She, the 60 Minutes interview, no answers.
No.
The Fox News interview, no answers.
But everybody's calling her out on this, and still her answer for it is
one of three answers. What's the first one? You know these. What's the first one?
I was raised a middle-class child.
Ding! That is the first one right there. And you know the second one. What is the second one?
It's all Donald Trump's fault.
It's all Donald Trump's fault. That is the second one.
You're doing the third.
And the third one, the third one is, oh my God. So you got them out of order for me because actually the third one is the Donald Trump one.
Oh.
The first one is, I was raised a middle-class child.
Yes.
The second one is, well, I'm the only person that's ever prosecuted traffickers.
Well, and circular talking.
Yeah, well, that's what she does. That's why they call her Word Salad Kamala.
Yeah.
And the third one, of course, being, I'm glad you asked that question, but let's talk about Donald Trump.
Yes.
So the long and the short of this is, and what got me started on this is I was watching Fox News today. And on Fox News, they had this little segment that come out about Proposition 36. And what Proposition 36 is, it is a proposition to fight crime in California, because crime in California is rampant. And the funny thing is liberals, crime has come down. Actually, crime is skyrocketed. The reason crime has come down because since COVID, 25% of all cities are not reporting violent crimes to the FBI. And out of those 25%, almost 10 of them are reporting 0% crime. Even though, you can turn on the TV and watch, somebody getting stabbed in New York City, and New York City's not reporting it. New York City's reporting less than 10% of their violent crime, as is Los Angeles. So that's why the crime numbers look down when in reality crime is skyrocketing. But nobody knows where she stands with anything. And on Proposition 36, and again, she had the prime opportunity to say, okay, I am running for president. This is what I believe. This is where I stand. She simply cannot answer a question about crime because she is trying to play both sides of every topic.
Well, it's not just about crime. It's about everything. That's what she does.
Well, exactly. And she flip-flops on everything. She was against fracking. Now she's for fracking. She was against a border wall. Now she's for a border wall. She was against drilling for gas. Now she's for drilling for gas.
Right. It's not blue. It could be yellow and green.
Exactly. And she's literally all over the place. And this is why I think nobody should vote for her. So I was watching Fox News, like I said, and they had this little snippet. And I thought, this is absolutely perfect. The no comment candidate is what they're calling her because she doesn't give a comment on anything. And this is a prime example. And what is going on Prop 36 is, let's say you're a fentanyl dealer and you get busted in California. You may go to jail, do a couple of days, or in California, hell, they'll probably just let you out. And if not, I'm sure somebody like Maxine Waters will pay your bail for you so you can get out that day. Well, you got to remember, liberals love doing that because Kathy Hochul in New York City, there was a guy who went to jail for beating on his girlfriend in New York City. Kathy Hochul, the governor, let him out of jail. What did he do the day he got out of jail?
Killed her
the day he got out. And then she blamed the court system, and she's the one that let him out.
Yep.
Kathy Hochul is the one that let him out. Liberals love doing this. But what Prop 36 does is if you, and this is one of the big points, if you're a fentanyl dealer, you get caught dealing, all right? You go to jail, you do a short time, long time, whatever. If you come back out, you get caught dealing again, and somebody dies from the product that you sold them, that you can be brought up on the charges of murder.
Why didn't that happen the first time?
Well, it's California. That's why. It's California.
Yeah.
All right. 70% of the state is backing this proposition. It's going to pass. But they asked Kamala Harris, who's running for president, which should be, that's a layup question. Hell yes, I support it. You kill Americans, you go to jail. Hell yes.
Yes.
Absolutely no, but not Kamala Harris. So I'm going to play the entire clip here at Fox News. Watch this. This is why nobody should vote for Kamala Harris.
Because she makes that sound.
Because she makes that sound. Kamala Harris, what do you think about the illegal immigration? Kamala Harris, what do you think about high prices? Charlie Brown, womp, 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 womp. Same thing, word salad. I got as much from those beeps as I get from Kamala Harris. So let's try this again. Here we go. Watch this. Boop.
We're just one day away from Election Day, and the Harris campaign has yet to clarify their position on a number of topics. That, according to a new report in Axios. Jillian Turner is live at the White House. Jillian.
Hey, Brian. Well, VP Harris used the weekend to continue her blitz across swing states and stay in the headlines, but she did not, though, add any more detail on her policy platforms on some key issues like immigration. Obviously an issue that has voters in some key battlegrounds like Michigan and Pennsylvania, though they're not border states, expressing unease about her record on immigration. Take a look at this. Harris herself declined to say over the weekend how she filled out her own California ballot on a tough on crime measure. Listen.
How did you vote on Prop 36?
So my ballot is on its way to California, and I'm going to trust the system that it will arrive there. And I am not going to talk about the vote on that because, honestly, it's the Sunday before the election, and I don't intend to create an endorsement one way or another around it. So.
Well, she also has yet to clarify whether she stands by her promise to end immigration detention or supports executive actions to provide a path to citizenship for about 2 million dreamers in this country. All this prompting a new Axios report out calling her, quote, the no comment candidate. Harris's strategy clouds how she would govern.
And that is why I have a problem with Kamala Harris. She gives an answer on absolutely nothing. Okay, so, and I'm going to put this in perspective for you, how easy this is. Prop 36, you commit the crime, you go to jail. Serious crime, you can be brought up on charges of murder. Beautiful wife. How would you vote on that?
I would say they need to go to jail for murder the first time.
Not that complicated.
Craziness.
Not that complicated.
No.
You're running for the presidency of the United States. All I hear from this, there's two things I get out of this, is A, I don't want to piss off any felons that might be voting for me.
Mm-hmm.
B, I don't want to piss off people who support it. I don't want to piss off the people against it. I hear that. And then the other thing I hear is, I'm not strong enough to make a decision if we should protect Americans or not. That's exactly what I hear out of that. That's exactly what I hear. How can you be running for president if you cannot support something that 70% of the people in California are backing? She will not give a statement because, again, she's flip-flopping. She is pandering to both sides of the aisle, just like the fracking. She was against fracking, now she's for fracking. The only reason she's for fracking is because most of the people in America are for fracking. When it didn't cost her anything, she was against it. Now that it may cost her the presidency, she's for it. Now she wants, and she literally said that they're going to build the wall. But then when they question her about it, well, I can't give a comment on that right now because nobody knows where she stands. You cannot vote for somebody to be a president who has no opinion on anything.
Well, all right, here's my thing. To put it in just the most basic of terms, if you go on a job interview, which essentially she is trying to get hired for this job.
Yes. That's exactly what this is. This is her job interview.
This is her job interview. And if I said, I am not going to answer any of these questions, or if I, just go back and forth on, how do you feel about that? Well, I feel the way that you feel about that. I'm not going to get hired. I am not going to get hired for that position.
So, Miss Candidate for the job, how do you feel about us painting the walls in here? Well, how do you feel about us painting the walls in here?
That's right.
However you feel about it, that's how I'm going to feel about it.
That's right.
And that's what she's doing. She is flip-flopping all over the place. And And again, I'm sitting here with my beautiful wife. Take me, and before anybody says, well, then why isn't she on the camera? Because they will. If she's so beautiful, then
They
why isn't
won't.
she on the camera? Oh, you ought to see the comments I get.
But all right, so because we
Just got out of the damn
after
gym.
I got off of work, we met at the gym.
We met at the gym. We worked out. And then I was like, oh, I got to shoot a video.
Yeah, see, guys don't care.
Nah, I threw on this old raggy shirt. Got some holes
Well,
in
see,
it. And
You're sexy no matter what.
hell yeah,
I am-
baby.
I am sweaty, and I am not going to get on camera looking like a schlub.
So before anybody says anything, now you know the answer. So, but beautiful wife, take me out of the equation.
Okay.
Because I am a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I am a conservative. If you don't know the difference, then you should not be watching this channel. Plain and simple. Take me out of the equation.
Okay.
Without me here in my blah, 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 blah,
Right.
all my talking,
Mm-hmm.
who would you vote for if I was completely out of the equation? Who would you vote for?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to.
And she's a woman. Remember this.
I'm going to look at who is best for my future, my family's future, and, hopefully generations to come. Who is going to do that? Not the person that has everything so insanely expensive that you can barely go to the store. You can't buy a house. You can't buy a car. Everything is absolutely asinine and out of control. I don't care. Don't tell me because I'm a woman to vote for you. You're an idiot. And you got to give me a better reason than because I'm a woman. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Well, I mean, it's just true.
No, it is.
Life is every day
Harder.
financially is a huge struggle, which ripples everywhere.
Everywhere.
And I'm in healthcare, and insurance is horrible. And, people get furious because, well, I'm sorry, that's just how it is now. I mean, that's what we have to tell people I'm sorry. Insurance costs more and pays less. Why is that? That is because of who started all this.
Yes, and it comes down, like Donald Trump's been saying the whole time. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And the answer is absolutely no.
No, it's a nightmare.
And here's the caveat. Here's the thing is, I get on these political forums, which my wife loves when I'm on the political forums.
Oh, man, it is incredible.
She literally walks up to me and she's like, who are you cussing at right now? But when I get on these political forums, these people, I don't know, everybody's complaining. My life is great. I'm making more money than ever. That is a lie. Because here's the deal. The average family, the cost of them to live day to day under Kamala Harris as opposed to Donald Trump is an average of $1,400 more per month.
Well, here's the thing. That person either works in pharmaceuticals, insurance, and I'm sorry, or they're an illegal alien and not having to pay to live
Oh,
here.
yeah, they don't pay for anything. But unless...
And I love, it's not that, but do it the right way. I don't have a problem with you being here. Do it the right way.
Piss on them.
No, I'm not going to your country the wrong way.
No.
Don't come to mine
Piss
this
on them.
way.
They're criminals the moment they cross the border. They're criminals.
Well, now I can understand somebody's terrified, something horrible's happening, but that's not the situation.
No, but the problem is not
They're
to...
coming here because we are paying for them.
Exactly.
Here.
You can't sit here and tell me 20 million people are seeking asylum.
No. I mean, we're paying out the nose for insurance and all that. And
Millions of dollars.
they'll go to the hospital and pay nothing. And they know that. They know. And I don't mean just illegals. I mean, well, here we live in Tennessee, TennCare and all that. Don't go to the clinic. You go to the emergency room because you have a headache. And then the hospital has to write that off. And then guess who? Then they raise their prices the next year. And guess who ends up paying for all of that? It's the people that actually pay for insurance.
That's absolutely true. And like I said, the average cost is $1,400 more per average family.
I'm shocked
All right?
it's that low.
So if for the sake of argument, I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life.
Good for you.
My 401k is killing it. It's killing it. Okay, well, if your 401k is not making $1,400 more a month, more than $1,400 a month, after you take out fees, you're losing money. So I don't want to hear that you're better off now than you were 4 years ago. And unless you just happen to get a $20,000 raise every year, and I don't know anybody that gets a $20,000 raise every year, you're making less money than you did under Donald Trump.
I'd take a $2 raise right now.
No shit.
I'd take a 26. Woohoo!
Just take a raise, man. And those are the cold, hard facts. If you're not getting a $20,000 a year raise, then you're not making more money. If your 401k is not producing at least $1,400 more a month after all the fees they take out, then you're not making more money. And it irritates me when, oh, I'm better off now than I've ever been. You are lying.
Well, where are you living and what are you do?
Yeah, no
what
shit.
are you doing?
No shit. Let's move to where you move. Well, I'm in California. Okay, so we already know you're lying because you're paying, 85% taxes on everything over there in California. It's astronomical, the cost of living, because that is why our state is absolutely flooded with Californians.
Yes. And that's fine. Hey, anybody is welcome. That's fine. But now, you can't afford to do anything. An apartment costs more than the mortgage.
In 2020, where we live, Knoxville, Tennessee, we had the second highest rent increase in the country. Not in our state, in the country.
Yeah.
One little city in California actually raised their rent prices more than they did here.
Wow.
Apartments here and housing it's literally unaffordable now.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
unaffordable.
before we met, yours was slightly less than our mortgage now.
Yes.
But right as we got married, it was being raised higher than our mortgage.
Yeah. For an apartment, a quarter of the size of our house.
Yes.
Yeah, a quarter of the size of our house. So, and this is why I just have such a hard time believing anybody's voting for Kamala Harris. She doesn't comment on anything. You don't know where she stands on anything. The economy is a wreck right now.
It is.
And if I have one more person tell me, well, the number one topic is abortion, it's
No,
not
it's
even
not.
in the top 5. It's not even
Right.
in the top 5. Do your research. Quit being an idiot. Read something and learn something. The number one issue on everybody's mind is the
Money.
economy.
Money.
Right now.
And how it goes out, how it comes
Exactly.
in,
And how it
and
goes
goes
out. And I just have a hard time believing that anybody is going to vote for Kamala Harris in this day and age after 4 years of the Biden disaster that we've been living under that has cost us to spend more money for everyday things. Now, we never used to have to spend that much money on to begin with.
Yeah, and here's the other, and I know we need to wrap this up, but
Give me the signal. Run it along.
I worry about one day, if we're lucky enough to even try to retire. I have worked I have paid money my entire life into Social Security and all of the tax and everything. Will there be anything there?
Yeah, will there be anything left by the time we get there?
No,
to retirement?
not if she's
because she's going to put all the illegals on it and they're going to drain it.
Well, that's how they're paying them now.
Yeah, they're going to drain it.
I'm killing myself
for somebody else to live a better life than what they had.
and come in legally, do things correctly, work hard, and yes, you can achieve all this, and I have no problem with that. But don't come in and make me pay for your life.
Well, before we wrap this up, I just got to say this, talking about the illegals. I was talking to I was on the forums, and this guy was talking about he is here, came here legally. He's been trying to get his wife here legally. You ready for this? 7 years.
Yeah.
And she's still not here. And so I commented, dude, take her ass to Mexico and walk her across the border. She's in. She's been trying 7 years to get here legally.
Right.
And he's already here legally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
7 years.
again, I'm all for anybody coming here, do it the right way. I would go to your country the right way. I mean, what would they do if we came into there illegally?
They kick you out. We're the
Well,
only
no,
country
we would
that
be
allows
put in
that.
prison probably.
Exactly. We're the only country that allows that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk about this real quick because, again, it blows my mind how anybody could vote for Kamala Harris. Because if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, I challenge anybody, what's her policies?
Well, again,
Where does she stand?
how do you get the job when you refuse to answer any questions on the interview?
Exactly. And the simple fact that she's the dumbest person to ever run for president in my entire lifetime.
Oh, geez.
She is literally, she's Name one candidate worse than Kamala Harris in our lifetime. One. You can't.
No.
She's the worst candidate.
Yeah.
She's worse than Mondale.
And
She's worse than Jimmy Carter.
And it's not because of her race. It's not because of her gender. It's not because of her faith. It is because
she's got a very low IQ, according to Donald Trump. She's not a very high IQ person.
there's a vast
She's not a very
blank
high IQ.
space.
She's not a very high IQ person.
Well, no, she's a talking head. She's
is. She's a talking
meat
head.
puppet, and
Yeah, she is. And she's going to be another. She's just going to be another mouthpiece for Biden. Let's be honest. It's going to be Barack Obama's
well, it's
fourth
not going to
term.
be for
You
Biden.
can't survive
Biden
that.
was also
He was a meat puppet.
yes.
Yeah, he was a meat puppet. So here we are on election eve. We're going to wrap this up. I will be back tomorrow on election day. I'm super excited.
Hot diggity.
Hot diggity. Woohoo. This is like Christmas Day tomorrow. It is going to be fantastic. It's going to be stressful. Going to be lots of highs. There's going to be lots of lows. It is going to be all over the place tomorrow. And now the fun starts because now we get to watch the lawsuits. I mean, people are going to be biting each other's heads off.
Oh,
There's
my.
going to be fighting in the streets.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, but what I'm really most excited about is if Donald Trump wins, is seeing the liberals kneeling down in the streets on
No.
YouTube, screaming at the sky. Those are great videos.
It's not. It's
Great videos.
It's like before. Everybody said, if so and so wins, I'm going to move out of the. How many of them moved?
Move.
Nobody moved.
I would start a Kickstarter, a fundraiser, if Cher would pack her shit and get out of the country.
So, on my side, to end it this way, this is what I say. Regardless of who wins it, I'm handling it the same way. I pray that they make the best decisions possible for our country and for our future, regardless.
Yes, and being that I'm a conservative, like I said, I'm not a Republican, I'm a conservative. There is a difference. Being that I'm a conservative, if, God forbid, Cammie wins, then I hope she does what's best for the country.
Yeah, I will still pray the same
My
way.
fear is that she won't.
Well, we will pray about it.
Pray about it. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.